Okay. Okay, so let's work with frequency adverbs. Do you remember what a frequency adverb is? Do you remember, Mayra? Fabian, do you remember the frequency adverbs? Hmm? Yes or no?
Eh,
You don't remember, no problem.
I don't remember, Miss.
You don't remember it perfectly, no problem. I have here in my folder, my magic folder, I have all the classes for the B1. So let me find it. Frequency, adverbs, compound nouns, entertainment, intensifiers, FGH.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Wait. Is it always, usually, sometimes, never?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so let's take a look at how to use the frequency adverbs. Okay, let me do a new share. Here it is. Okay, here are the frequency adverbs. Now you remember? Frequency adverbs have no translation. We cannot translate them. Why? Because it depends on what you want people to understand. The only ones that have translation are always, that is siempre. Okay, let me write it here. Always means siempre. Okay, and I'm going to explain you what's the difference between their siempre and our siempre. And never, that is nunca. But that siempre and that nunca is different to our Latin American siempre and the Latin American nunca. En español decimos, yo nunca fumo. Fumar yo nunca fumo. Solo cuando voy a una fiesta. If you smoke when you go to a party, you smoke. Okay? You can say in English, I seldom smoke. I hardly ever smoke. I almost never smoke. But I cannot say never. Okay? Cuando usamos never en inglés quiere decir que no sucede jamás, nunca, bajo ninguna circunstancia. Okay? For example, I never smoke. Never. Nunca fumo. Ni en fiestas, ni en la playa, ni fumo tabaco, ni fumo cannabis, ni fumo pipa, ni fumo nada. O sea, simplemente no fumo. I never smoke.
Miss, y se puede, I don't never smoke. No correcto.
No, porque never de por sí es una negación. Si tú dices I don't never, te dicen, ajá, no nunca, entonces ¿cómo es? A veces, de vez en cuando, a menudo, siempre. ¿Ok? Never de por sí es un término negativo. Tú puedes decir I don't smoke, pero queda abierto, ok, no fumas. Ok, no fumas, pero no fumas siempre, no fumas a veces, no fumas cuando no quieres. Pero si tú en inglés te dices a alguien y dices I never smoke, the person who listens understands that that is absolute. Es absoluto. You never smoke. Likewise with always. Okay? In Spanish we say, yo siempre desayuno temprano. Pero algunos días desayuno como a las 10. Momentico. In English I say, I always have breakfast at 7 o'clock. No hay un día que no desayune a las 7, ni sábado, o sea, todos los días, de lunes a lunes, lunes, martes, miércoles, jueves, viernes, sábado y domingo. I always have breakfast at 7, hasta los fines de semana. En cambio, nosotros en español decimos, en Spanish we say, siempre desayuno a las 7, pero los fines de semana desayuno tarde. It's not always. Okay? So always and never are absolute terms. 100% of the times, 0% of the times. In between, we have usually, that is not usualmente, but menos frecuencia que always, often, menos frecuencia que usually, sometimes it's like the 50%. 50% of the times. That's why sometimes es como a veces. A veces sí, a veces no. Rarely, less frequency, seldom, less, hardly ever, casi que nunca, and never. Okay? Questions up to now? Fabián, Mayra, no problem?
Miss, seldom, ¿qué era?
Seldom, poca frecuencia. Rarely and seldom is poca frecuencia.
Poca
Hardly ever, casi nunca. Never.
Rarely, casi
Is,
nunca.
no, hardly ever is casi nunca. Rarely, menos que sometimes. The thing is that you shouldn't translate them. If you want somebody to understand that you do something with a very few frequency, you use rarely or seldom. For example, I rarely have dinner before 10 o'clock. Okay? I rarely have dinner at 7 o'clock. I rarely have dinner. A ver, muy pocas veces yo ceno a las 7. I usually have dinner at 8. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I have dinner at 8. But Monday and Friday, I have dinner at 9:30 after the class. Okay, so I can say I seldom have dinner at 9:30, 2 days a week. I sometimes have dinner at 8, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. I never have dinner after 10 o'clock. Never. Nunca ceno después de las 10. Never, never, never. Okay? Questions up to now? No problem? Fabián?
No,
No problem?
Ever, harder,
Okay.
ever.
Hardly ever, casi nunca. Ay, se me perdió.
No, pues, y rarely no es casi nunca, Miss.
Rarely, that's the thing, Mayra. You cannot translate it. You convey a meaning, transmite un significado. Seldom es poca frecuencia. Rarely es poca frecuencia. Seldom, menos que rarely. Hardly ever, casi nunca. Never, nunca. Okay? So they don't have a translation. If you go to a dictionary, you're going to find rarely, raramente, en pocas oportunidades, pocas veces. Seldom, en pocas oportunidades, pocas veces. So they mean this almost the same. The meaning is almost the same, but they are different at the same time. So it's not easy. Let me get it again because I lost it. Se me perdió. Okay, frequency adverbs, here it is. Okay, give me a second. Let me open my frequency adverb again. Okay, here it is. Let me share it with you. Okay, and where do we position these words? ¿Dónde, qué posición los colocamos? If you have verbs different from to be, is between the subject and the verb. I always go. You usually wear. We often play. They sometimes do. He occasionally does. He seldom watches. She rarely studies. It never rains. So we always put the frequency before the verb. Okay? Always before the verb. Before the verb. Before verbs. Okay? We always put the frequency adverbs before verbs. But if it is the verb to be, we put it after to be. Okay? I am always, he is usually, she is sometimes, it, you, seldom, we are, rarely, they are, never. So before verbs, but after to be. But after to be. Okay? Always before the verbs and after to be. Okay? Questions up to now about the position? Ah, there is my pen. I was looking for my pen because the cat caught it and the pen is over there. Questions, Fabian? No problem? Okay, Mayra, do you have any question?
Saying this is a verb to be.
After the verb
After
to be.
to be, hay
But
or.
before
Y
other
before,
verbs.
what is different? Me confundí.
Before, antes. After, después.
Yes, pero
Use the frequency adverbs antes de cualquier verbo, pero después del verbo to be. Get it?
del verbo to be, usually es
I
más.
am always. He is usually. It is sometimes. You are seldom. We are always. They are never. They are often. They are usually. I am sometimes. He is seldom. It is never. Okay? I always use the frequency after am, are, is, and before the other verbs. Antes de cualquier verbo y después del to be. Okay? Is now okay?
Those forms.
Yes. Two ways. Okay? So let me go to the workbook. Put the words in order to make sentences. Okay? Let me put it larger. Okay. What's the purpose? That you organize the element. For example, okay, occasionally,
Occasionally,
eat
restaurant.
in a restaurant. Okay. They occasionally eat in a restaurant. ¿Por qué they occasionally eat? Porque tenemos un verbo diferente al verbo to be. They occasionally eat in a restaurant. Y si tengo el verbo to be, a ver. Ay, no hay ninguna con el verbo to be.
Ay, no veo.
Ajá. Y
La
si tengo el
segunda.
verbo to be, no, y si tengo el verbo to be, lo escribo después. Por ejemplo, they are never at home. They are never at home in the mornings. In the mornings. ¿Por qué? Here I have verb to be.
¿Dónde está eso?
Here. Number 8.
Ay, okay, 8.
Okay,
Ya.
so we use after to be. Okay. After to be, Amaris. But here is before the verb. Before the verb. Okay? So before the verb and after am are is. So we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? Number 2 for Fabián.
Mija, ¿y eso cómo se hace?
Number 3 for Mayra. Number 4 for Fabián. And number 5 for Mayra. You have to
Goodness.
write the sentence.
Okay.
Organize the elements and write a sentence. Okay? Okay, so look at it. Give me a second, please. Dame un momentito porque tengo que mandar la foto. Okay,
Uy,
darla por aquí. Ya va un segundito porque
la copié.
probably you won't see it. Wait, 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 wait. Let me take the picture.
Ok, porque ok. Tengo que tener el libro que me sacaron.
Okay. Give me a second. Let me take a pic.
No puedo dormir.
Okay. I'm gonna show you the page. Give me a second. Okay. Ready. Organize the element to make a sentence.
Ay, qué. De, ¿dónde estoy, Dios? Ay, qué mal. Ay, Dios mío. Si está elegido. Ya vino ese señor y estás bañándote. Apúrate. ¿Qué le digo?
Ready? Are you ready? ¿Están listos? Fabián is ready. Mayra, are you
Yes.
ready? Mayra, are you ready?
Yes, miss.
Okay.
Yes.
So Fabián, number 1.
I go I go once a year skiing.
Skiing once a year. Remember, time is always at the end.
Okay.
Okay, time is always at the end. Once a year, every day. Those which are not frequency adverbs always go at the end. Okay, I go skiing once a year. Once a year, one time a year. Mayra, he,
Yo.
he
He hardly take
hardly,
photo.
hardly take or hardly ever.
I miss hardly it's time ever is
Ever. Hardly
no
ever.
sabía take
Uh-huh.
photo holidays.
Take photos. He hardly ever takes, let me put it down. He hardly ever takes
What is the ever hardly ever?
photos. Wait,
Good.
photos on holiday. Remember, holiday, American English, día de fiesta. British
No, yes,
English,
no. He hardly
vacaciones.
ever.
Ever.
And there is hardly ever.
Remember,
Que me
remember,
confundí.
remember.
Es duramente siempre todo.
No, duramente siempre no. Do not translate. Hardly ever is low frequency. Poca frecuencia, muy poca frecuencia.
Oh, ya.
Do not
Oh,
translate. Do not
ok.
translate.
Disculpe,
Entonces,
sí.
duramente nunca. No, no, no. Ever can be siempre and can be nunca. Forever, para siempre.
Ok, ok,
No para
miss.
nunca. Okay? So hardly
okay, yeah.
ever. Very, very, very small frequency. Okay?
Ok.
Okay. Fabián. Time at the end. I
eat a good breakfast every day.
Yes.
I eat.
I eat a good breakfast every day. Tiempo siempre va al final, a menos que sea always, usually, sometimes, etc. Others at the end. Mayra, she
She often does. She often doesn't
remember, siempre va a ir antes del verbo. ¿Cuál es el verbo?
go.
Go. She doesn't
Oh, yeah.
often go.
Often. Oh, she
She
doesn't
doesn't often go
go abroad on
abroad
holidays.
on holidays.
Me equivoqué.
Remember, always before the verb. Siempre antes del verbo. Always before the verb. Okay? So, this is for Fabián. This one is for Fabián. Number 7 for Mayra. And number 8 is ready. Okay? So Fabián number 6 and Mayra number 7. Because the last one, I did it.
7.
Yes, number 7. Remember, always, usually, sometimes, hardly ever, seldom, occasionally, before the verb. Other times at the end.
Mm, siempre. Mis, no, o sea, hago una oración, ¿verdad?
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
one,
one
one
sentence.
sentence. And if it is,
Most, what is most?
wait. If it is not always, usually, sometimes, often, seldom, rarely, hardly ever, or never, all any other word goes at the end. Okay? So
Hago
for
la seven,
example,
seven,
every day,
seven sentences.
yes, sentence number 7, every day at the end, once a year at the end, occasionally before the verb, hardly ever before the verb, doesn't often before the verb. Okay? So if it is not, si no es ninguno de los adverbios, siempre va al final, always at the end.
Mm, mm. What is most?
Most, la mayoría.
Hoy. Yeah. Sería pronto.
In this case, it's most the days. What is this? I don't know. There is something here and I don't know what it is. Ready?
No puedo.
Ready? Ready, ready, ready?
No puedo.
Come on, never say I can't. You always can. Siempre se puede. A little bit of patience. Okay, first of all, you have to identify the elements in the sentence. Okay, so let's begin. So, Fabian, some what?
Some people read
Uh-huh.
the newspaper almost every day.
Read the newspaper almost every day. Okay, some people read the newspaper almost every day. Como no es always, usually, sometimes, etc., it goes at the end. Okay, Mayra, first of all, we have to identify the elements. What is the subject?
El subject.
Mhm.
¿Cómo se le pone nombre? Ay,
I. Is there, always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, rarely, hardly, ever, never? Are they in the sentence?
puede ser always say.
No, no, no. Take, days, dog, the, park, to, my, must. I use I. Allí está, always, usually, sometimes, never, hardly ever, seldom, rarely, often. ¿Están allí?
No, miss.
Entonces, ¿qué pongo después del sujeto?
El subject, o sea, I
The
always.
verb. No,
No.
Mayra, no vas a poner always. La idea de este tipo de ejercicio es que yo agarre estas palabras que están aquí y las use para hacer una oración. ¿Ok? ¿Nunca le hicieron ese tipo de ejercicios antes? Organice los elementos para hacer una oración. Es un ejercicio muy común, hasta en los exámenes. ¿Ok? Yo voy identificando los elementos y voy usándolos. Sujeto, I. Como no está always, usually, always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, rarely, hardly ever o never. Como no está ninguna de esas palabras, yo sigo mi orden. I, sujeto, verbo, take. ¿Qué es lo que llevo al parque? ¿Qué es lo que llevo?
A my dog.
Ajá, complemento directo. I take my dog. Continúo. I take my dog. ¿Dónde lo llevo?
The park.
Ajá. Pero ¿para dónde? Tengo que decir para. To
Yeah,
the
to the park, to the park.
park. To the park. Y voy tachando. To the park. They must or must days. Must days. Okay. That's the way you work with these exercises. You take time and you start. Which is the subject? I. Ajá, estamos haciendo abrevios de frecuencia. Ahí aparece, ahí aparece always, usually, often, sometimes, rarely, seldom, hardly ever, never, no está. Como no están, coloco directamente mi verbo. ¿Qué es lo que hace? ¿Qué llevo? Mi perro. ¿Para dónde lo llevo? Al parque. Y las dos últimas palabras van al final. ¿Por qué? Porque son indicadores de frecuencia que no son adverbios de frecuencia. ¿Ok? So this is
Okay.
practice. This is practice. Let me get some exercises about frequency adverbs. Give me a second. Frequency adverb exercises. Ok, vamos con este. I like this very much. Okay, this is very easy.
Yes, Miss, ahí lo entendí. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so
understand.
5 exercise for you, 5 exercise for Fabian. Okay, let me share. This is similar. Tienen aquí la oración y van a reescribir la oración con el adverbio de frecuencia. For example, he often listens to the radio. Okay, or they sometimes read a book. ¿Ok? Entonces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, ya va. 3 to 6, Fabián. 7 to 10, Mayra. Okay? Look at the sentences, put the frequency adverb, and tell me what the sentence is. Okay? So 3, 4, 5, 6 for Fabián, 7, 8, 9, 10 for Mayra. Van a reescribir la oración colocando el adverbio de frecuencia donde corresponde. Okay? So let me give you 2 minutes. 2 minutos. Come on, go. Ay, my earphone is not working properly.
¿Qué pasó?
No, que mis audífonos no están funcionando bien. Okay, Mayra, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fabián, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Night en las 4 últimas, ok. Ay, Dios mío.
It's easy, it's easy. Come on, it's easy.
Miss, ¿puede ver el primer ejemplo, por favor? ¿Me puede ayudar? Solo para guiarme.
It's the same. Es lo mismo que hemos estado haciendo. Before the verbs, after to be. Before the verbs, after to be. Yes.
Me falta la 9. ¿Puedo? 7, de 9, no la veo. ¿Son 8? ¿Cuántos son? No veo, no la escucho. No. Ah, de las 8, la verdad, no veo lo otro. 6, 7,
Sorry, I
9.
was answering to Miss Irma who sent me a message and you know she wants everybody to answer immediately. You are going to do, okay, you're going to do, Fabian is 3, 4, 5, 6, and you are 7, 8, 9, 10.
No,
7,
no veía
8,
las dos
9, 10,
últimas.
Mayra,
Yo no,
yes, the
ya,
four,
es que no
the
veía.
four ones.
I don't see Miss the
You
sentence.
didn't
Didn't.
see the
I-
sentence. Oh my God, wait. Ajá, here they are. Let me put it larger. Vamos a ponerlas más grandes. No, I can't. I have to put it this way because otherwise you cannot see. Okay, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You know that Miss Irma Sanchez want people to answer immediately.
Okay. Frank Hoster are hungry. I am aprendí mejor. Como que las ubico mejor. Walter, my grandfather always. No ando de nada.
Are you ready?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, Fabian, number 3. Peter.
Pete never
Pete.
gets angry.
Pete never
Gets
gets
angry.
angry. Next.
Tom is usually very friendly.
Tom is usually very friendly.
Sometimes I take sugar in
I
my coffee.
sometimes take sugar in my coffee. You can say sometimes, comma, I take sugar in my coffee, but grammatically, when you speak, you can do it, okay? But when you write, you have to use the grammar part. I sometimes take sugar in my coffee, okay? If you remember that when you speak, it's different than when you write. When you speak, you can change the grammar and nobody pays attention. Okay, you can say, well, sometimes I take sugar in my coffee. But if they ask you, hey, listen, do this exercise grammatically, you say, I sometimes take sugar, okay? Number 6, Ramon and Frank.
Often.
Miss, a mí me toca, creo, no sé.
No, you have 7 to 10.
Oh, yes, no sé.
Ramon and Frank often are hungry or are often hungry? Before to
Ramon
be or
Frank.
after to be?
Often.
Are often.
Are means in plural.
Are often.
Are hungry.
Are often hungry. Before the verbs, after to be. Antes de cualquier verbo, después del to be. Mayra, my grandmother.
My grandmother always goes for a walk in the evening.
Okay, in the evening, one only N. Evening. Okay,
Yes.
Walter helps his father in the kitchen. Walter.
Walter usually helps. A ver, es que no veo. ¿Dónde está? In the kitchen, miss.
Kitchen. People, I don't know why they confuse kitchen and chicken. So I don't know why. They watch TV in the afternoon. Never. They
never watch TV in the afternoon.
Okay, and finally, Christine smokes.
Christine never smokes.
Okay, check. Okay, 9 out of 10. My grandmother always goes for a walk in the evening. ¿Escribí mal? It's correct. My grandmother always goes. Okay, my grandmother always goes. My grandmother will go for a walk in the evening. I don't know what it is wrong, but it is okay. Let me get. Yes, it is correct. Well, I don't know why they put it wrong. Esta no. Let's see this one. No, this not. Frequency adverbs. Okay, let's go to the always trustable. Okay. Esto significa 100%. Okay? For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always, siempre. If it is 1 or 0, is never, and so on. Okay? So let's see. Okay. Next. Fabian, John plays tennis. Always, sometimes, usually, or never?
Usually.
Always, usually. Correct. Mayra, my brother goes skiing. Ni una sola marca. Never, sometimes, always, usually.
Eh, sometimes.
Ni una sola marca. No hay marcas.
No entiendo, mis.
Cero. Cero. It's like this.
Entiendo.
Always. Because you have 5. 4. Después de always, ¿qué viene?
Always. Usually, miss.
Usually. After usually,
Usually. Often, ¿qué?
sometimes or often. Depende de lo que aparezca. 2 times,
Sometimes.
often. Maybe often, sometimes, almost never, never. 0 is never. Okay? So if you have, no hay ni una sola marquita, ¿qué será eso? 0%. Si es 0%, ¿qué es?
Nunca.
In English,
Never, perdón, es que me confundo.
never.
Miss, pero, Miss, I don't understand his sentence. No.
My brother never goes skiing. Nunca va a esquiar. Remember, do not try to translate. Do not try to translate. No trates de traducirlo because you won't get it.
No,
Okay?
I like to sing activity de exercise. Entonces,
Mhm.
mm, eh,
So, for example, here,
la opción de usa something algo y por eso
no, don't
what,
translate them.
sometimes.
Don't translate them.
And then,
Okay? If you translate, you confuse. Okay? Fabian, my father rides a bike. Usually, sometimes, always, or never.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. 2 marks, sometimes. Good. Ajá. Mayra, 4 marks, 4 puntos. I never, I always, I sometimes, or I usually. 4. Menos que always. Pegadito de always.
sometimes.
Remember. You have to always remember. What is the order? Always, usually, often, sometimes, seldom, rarely, and never. Okay? That's the order. Ese es el orden. So if I have always, usually, 5 es always. So what comes next? What comes next after always?
Era usually.
Usually. Okay.
Okay.
Fabian, Lisa listens to music.
It's a sometimes.
Always.
Always, 5 marks. Full. Mayra, 0. My mother goes swimming. Always, never, sometimes, usually. 0.
Never.
0, 0.
Sí, ay, Dios mío. Ay, ¿cómo era decir? Hardel.
0.
Rarely.
0. 0%. Always, never, sometimes, usually. 0%. No opportunity.
Creo que sometimes.
Never. 0. Never. No marks. 0 marks. 0 never.
Es never.
Never. Okay, never. Never. 0%. Always. 100%. Next. Yeah, my girlfriend wears a hat. 2 marks.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Yes. ¿Por qué? Porque no hay usually ni hay often. Only never, sometimes, always, usually. Usually muy cerca de always. Never por allá abajo. ¿Qué me queda? Sometimes. Mayra, full, 5 marks. He
¿Mm?
walks his dog. He
Eh,
5 marks. Todas las marcas. Completo.
puedo poner often. Ups,
Todas completas. Si están todas, si son 5 de 5, ¿qué será eso? 100%, 20%, 0%.
0%, never que.
5, están todas las marcas completas, Mayra.
Por eso
Todas.
puedo elegir una often, o sea, es que no entiendo, o sea, no doy, no.
Si tú
O
tienes
sea,
5 marcas, quiere decir que todas están. Si son todas las marcas, es el 100% de las marcas. Y si es el 100% de las marcas, ¿qué es?
siempre, always.
No pienses español. Always. ¿Ok?
Es que le digo, le soy sincera, no le capto, o sea,
Lo que pasa
no
es
me
que
llega la idea
tú
bien de cómo es el
traduces.
ejercicio.
Tú
O sea,
traduces, es el número de marcas. Si tienes 5 marcas, es el 100%. Es always. Aquí no hay ninguna marca. Si no hay ninguna marca, ¿qué porcentaje es? Si no hay ninguna marca.
siempre.
No hay ninguna. Hay 0 marcas. Si hay 0 marcas, quiere decir que no sea 0% hacerlo. Y si es 0% hacerlo, ¿qué vamos a usar? Sometimes, never, usually or always. Si es 0.
Never.
Never, never, porque es 0%. Fabián, fíjate, 2 marcas, nada más 2 marcas. Fabián, we eat pasta. Always, never, sometimes or usually. Sometimes.
Sometimes.
¿Por qué va sometimes? Porque para que sea always tienen que ser 5 marcas. Para que sea never tienen que ser 0. ¿Ok? Y entonces después de always, ¿quién me viene? Always. Usually no está. Often no está. ¿Qué me queda? Sometimes. ¿Ok? Así es el ejercicio. Por ejemplo, 4 marcas. Tengo never. Esta no es. ¿Por qué esta no es? Porque never es 0 y tengo 4. Always tampoco es. ¿Por qué? Porque nada más tiene 4, no tiene las 5. ¿Ok? ¿Qué me queda? Usually and sometimes. ¿Cuál está más cerca de always?
Usually.
Usually. Entonces, ¿cuál es la respuesta aquí? Usually. Usually, ¿por qué? Porque es lo que está más cerca. Ya va, para quitar estas X de aquí que no me interesa que se queden. Ya va, vamos aquí. Ajá, bórrame esta X y esta X. ¿Ok? Fabián, we play football. Sometimes, never, always, usually.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Ahora bien, Mayra, ¿por qué le escoges sometimes si está correcto? Tiene dos marcas. ¿Ok? Si tuviera 5, fuera always, ¿verdad? Y always no es, porque no están las 5 marcas. Si no tuviera ninguna, sería never, porque no hay marcas. ¿Qué me queda? Usually and sometimes. ¿Ok? ¿Cuál está? Usually es la que está más cerca de 5. No. ¿Qué me queda? Sometimes. ¿Ok? Es un ejercicio de razonamiento. Si vamos aquí, Mayra, 0. No hay ni una marca. What is that? Si no hay ni una sola marquita.
Never.
Never. Very good. Excellent. Never. A ver, Mayra. 4 marcas.
Some.
Ni es always ni es never. Porque ni son 5 marcas ni son 0. ¿Qué viene después? ¿Qué es lo que está más cerca de las 5 marcas? ¿Qué es lo que está más cerca de always?
Usually.
Usually. Okay, that's it. Fabián, 5 marks. Are you happy? Are you
Always.
always happy? ¿Por qué always, María? Porque tiene 5 marcas. Okay, that's why it is always. Vamos con otro. Vamos a ver si consigo uno con las mismas marcas. No, this one is. No, this is also position in sentence. Okay. Okay, he sometimes writes or writes sometimes. Fabián, position. What do we say? He sometimes writes or writes sometimes?
Sometimes right.
Sometimes writes. They are usually late or usually are, Mayra?
They are usually late for school.
Ajá. Fabián, she always is or she's always?
It's always.
She's always. Mayra, you listen never or never listen?
You. A ver.
You listen never or you never listen?
You never listen to me.
Never listen to me. Fabián, I am often very tired or I often I?
I am often.
I'm often. The bus, Mayra, arrives usually or usually arrives?
The bus usually arrive at the 7.
At 7. Fabián, they sometimes are or are sometimes angry? Sorry. They sometimes are or they are sometimes?
Are sometimes.
There are sometimes. Mayra, the sun always shines or shines always? Shines means brillar.
The sun always shines in Spanish.
Always shines in Spain. The children never are or are never, Fabián? The children? Never are or are never? Fabián, yuhu.
Fabián,
Fabián se durmió.
Fabián, no te duermas.
Fabián,
Um, are
are never.
never.
Okay. Mayra, we often make or we make often?
We often make a mistake.
A mistake. Okay.
Mistake.
Fine, it's okay. Let's go to the next one. Okay, Mayra, seals, las focas, often are lying in the sun, lying, reposando. Seals often are or are often?
Eh, sea of often. No.
Often, often are or are
often lines
often?
in the sun.
Are
Cells
often.
are often lines.
Okay, we
Yes.
don't pronounce the T, we say often. We don't say often, but often.
Okay.
Fabian, my
often.
sister,
Rarely eats.
rarely eats. Mayra, dad,
That usually is at work.
usually is. Okay, Fabian, she
has normally.
Mayra, I, the crocodile.
Dios mío.
I am always or I always am?
I am always very hungry.
Fabian, the weather sometimes is or is sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sam, Mayra, seldom goes or goes seldom?
Sam, seldom goes.
Seldom goes. Fabian, you frequently are or are frequently?
Frequently are.
Mayra, we eat hardly ever eat.
We hardly ever eat here. Hardly ever eat.
Hardly ever eat. Mayra, I have never seen or I have seen never.
I have seen never. I have never seen a goat.
I have never seen a ghost. Okay, that is. That is usually después del verbo to be.
Ahí me equivoqué, sí sentí.
Sí, normally has después de antes de los verbos. The weather is sometimes after to be. You are frequently after to be. Okay, after to be before the verbs. After to be before the verbs. After to be before the verbs. Okay.
Okay.
Now this one is too difficult. This is with other
Bastante,
verbs.
¿no? Es bastante, ¿no?
I can
Me
speak
estaba
now.
confundiendo ya.
Yeah, there are lots. They are in the garden sometimes. Fabián, ¿cómo queda la oración? They
Are sometimes in the garden.
They They are sometime in the garden.
They are sometimes in the garden. Correct. Okay. Mayra, he walks home sometimes. He
He sometimes works home. He
sometimes walks home.
works home.
Okay. He sometimes walks home. Fabian, you get up late. Never. You?
You never get up late.
Get up. Up
Get up.
late. Get up late. Okay. Mayra, she is tired. Never.
She never is tired.
No. She never is tired. She is never tired. Después de to be. Antes de los verbos, después de to be. Fabian, she goes to bed at 11. She
Usually goes to sleep at 11.
She usually goes to bed.
She usually goes to bed at 11. Correct. Mayra, I'm happy. Always.
I am always happy. Miss.
I'm always happy.
Yes.
Correct. Fabian, I
Got to
have
be.
lunch at school. I
often have lunch at school. No, I have often.
often have lunch at school. Correct. Before, after to be before the verbs. Mayra, we are hungry. We
are often hungry.
We are often hungry. Okay. Fabian, he finishes early. Often. He
often finish the early.
Finishes early. She often finishes early. Correct. Mayra, they visit their aunt on Sunday. Sometimes. They
A ver. They visit. They no, yes, they visit sometimes they're out on Sunday.
visit sometimes their aunt on Sunday. They sometimes visit. Después del to be, antes del verbo. Después del to be, antes del verbo.
Pero no le vi el R.
No, they sometimes
second
visit.
day.
They sometimes visit. Okay? No, they visit sometimes. Fabian, we play basketball. Never.
We never play basketball.
Okay? Correct. I have a breakfast always, Mayra.
Dios,
I have always breakfast or I always have? I
always have breakfast.
Breakfast. Correct. Después del to be, antes de los verbos. Después del to be, antes de los verbos. Ariane, she studies at home, usually. She
She studies at home.
She usually studies at home. Good, Mayra. So we can finish. She does her homework, usually.
She does use her homework.
Después del to be, antes del verbo. Después del to be, antes del verbo. She usually does. Siempre va a ser así, Mayra. Después del verbo to be y antes de los demás verbos. ¿Ok?
¿Cómo
So,
era el correcto?
¿ah?
¿Cómo era el correcto? She
She
usually
usually
does.
does. Después del verbo to be, antes de los demás verbos. ¿Ok? Y con eso terminamos por hoy. Ok, nos vemos el viernes. Have a good night. See you Friday.
Mi
Thank you. Bye, Fabián. Bye, Mayra.